Hi there, and welcome to Let's Slow Down, a podcast for all of you who feel tired and stressed from this overwhelming world. Here we'll have fun, inspiring conversations about living life on our own terms and explore ways to ease the pace of our modern world, because life really is good when you're relaxed enough to be present for it. I'm your host, Anne-Marie Stolting, and I welcome you to this space where I hope to inspire you to slow down, because life is too short to let it go by in a blur. So take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hi, everybody. Here it is, the end of October already, and somehow we are flying through fall and rapidly approaching the holiday season. It's really hard to believe. This month on the podcast, we've had some really inspiring, interesting guests who prioritize well-being, taught us how to conquer clutter through tapping, chose to be bold, and transformed fear into fuel for success. It's been my pleasure to bring these guests and their stories to you. Additionally, I've started creating a monthly newsletter to highlight everything going on at Let's Slow Down. Be sure to visit letslowdown.net to sign up to receive this free letter in your inbox. It's an opportunity for us to connect one more time each month, and for me to share more information, resources, and insights into ways that I'm implementing these strategies into my life. You can also respond directly to the newsletter and I will see it. I'd love to hear from you and learn more about what you look for in this space. Reach out and let me know. How can I offer you more useful material? This month, I'm really excited to share a special offer from former guest, Dr. Heather Penny. She was featured on episode 87, which aired back on September 24th. Check it out if you haven't yet, because she is really something. We talked all about her book, The Life You're Made For, which I've had the chance to read, and I just really enjoyed it. I found it very comforting. It's one of those books that's fun and easy to read, yet also it really helped bring me some clarity on things and gave me so many inspirational nuggets to jot down and learn from and refer back to. She especially made me think about what restorative rest looks like and how not only necessary but beneficial it is to live a full life. Dr. Penny has graciously offered all of you free access to her course for the rest of the year. I've been working through the course, and I really encourage you to check it out. So you'll need to access this offer by the end of December, and all the information will be in this month's newsletter. Now today, I'm coming to you with a special little Halloween edition of the Let's Slow Down podcast. I had some fun with this one, guys, and considering we're 2 days out from Halloween, I thought I'd put a spooky twist on simple living for you. So here are the 5 things I think you should be afraid of this Halloween, starting with the fear of too much stuff. Is your clutter haunting you? Haunting clutter isn't just about a mess. It's emotional and mental weight too. When our spaces are overloaded, our minds get that eerie sense of chaos lurking everywhere. Sear the temptation of endless things that might be useful someday and keep only what you need. Every item you own requires space in your home, energy to clean and maintain, and even mental space as you keep track of where things are. When you hold on to things just in case, you create an invisible burden that drains your time, money, and focus. This Halloween, I challenge you to be brave enough to confront the clutter and only keep items that serve a purpose or bring you true joy. Regularly ask yourself, is this item worth the space it occupies? Does it still serve a purpose in my life? Do I use it or even like it anymore? As you begin to ask yourself these important questions about your stuff, you'll eventually change your perspective and your consumer habits to make them more meaningful and aligned with the simpler life you are trying to live. Another thing to fear this Halloween are the phantoms of lost time. They are everywhere. These invisible phantoms slip into our days, stealing moments that could be spent on things we truly value. What phantoms are stealing your time? From mindless scrolling to overcommitting and overfilling those to-do lists, these phantoms leave us feeling drained and unfulfilled. Banish them once and for all. Be mindful of how much you're on your phone and set screen time limits. They have those options on the phone for a reason. Say no when you need to. And listen, you can say no even if you're not busy. There is nothing wrong and no reason to feel guilty if you say no to something because you just need the space and time to rest and you don't want anything on your calendar. It's okay. And when you do say yes, consciously choose activities that align with your priorities. Reclaiming time from those unseen forces brings a renewed sense of purpose and helps you stay intentional about your day and ultimately your whole life. We also need to look out for the haunting of comparison curses. If you find yourself constantly comparing your insert the blank here, comparing your home, your clothes, car, vacations, whatever it may be, then you, my friend, are under a comparison curse. Social media often tricks us into thinking we need to do more, have more, or be more. This comparison curse pulls us away from simple, meaningful living and distorts our perspective and fogs our unique vision. Beware of the perfect homes, lives, and families that creep into your mind. We need to get those types of toxic thoughts out of our heads to keep our intentional living on track. This comparison curse that social media inevitably fuels can cast a spell that makes us feel like we're not enough. Imposter syndrome, anyone? I mean, we actually have a name for it. Endless scrolling can fill us with pressure to keep up with the perfectly styled house, fitness goals, or the latest trends that aren't realistic. We don't see all the hard work, money, and stress that's behind those photos or posts. Comparison is a curse that poisons our well-being and robs us of contentment. So banish it, my friends. How, you ask? Set boundaries, starting with social media, and be intentional about who and what you choose to follow. Avoid letting other people's highlights haunt your reality. And remember that the simpler, fuller life you crave is uniquely yours. Personally, I am happier, calmer, more fulfilled, and just overall, I think, healthier when I'm living a simple life with just the right amount of stuff and busy in my world. But I'll be the first to admit how hard it is to do that. This mindset is definitely going against the grain. And even though I know what I need to thrive, I still find myself falling into this trap at times if I'm not careful. Along the same lines, this Halloween, we need to watch out for the spell of mindless spending. As Halloween approaches, it seems like the unofficial start of the holidays and the sales are everywhere. Holiday deals cast spells to lure us into buying things we don't need. Don't let your hard-earned income be a victim of mindless spending. It's a real fright to think how much money goes to things that don't add value to our lives and that we really don't need or even want. Find other ways to get a little hit of dopamine that add more value and joy to your life. Yes, these discounts can be spellbinding, but every purchase we make can become a trap if we're not careful, leading to more things to manage, organize, clean, and eventually declutter. You could try making a list to sort of combat this and jot down items that you're tempted to buy, those impulse buys. Challenge yourself to wait 24 hours, then decide if you really need it. This helps break the power, that spell of impulse buys, which can really add up in terms of money, space, and mental clutter over time. And lastly, we need to watch out for the zombies, the zombie routine. Do you ever feel like you're running on autopilot, going through each day without really living it? Well, that's the zombie routine. The eerie sense of doing the same thing over and over without purpose, intention, or joy. It's time to wake up from this cycle and reevaluate your routines, keeping only the habits that nourish and inspire you. I encourage you to reflect on your daily choices and take small steps to bring a sense of presence and purpose back into your everyday. Whenever possible, let go of anything that doesn't contribute to a peaceful, intentional life. In my new book, I talk a lot about my previous experience with autopilot and its ramifications, which can actually be pretty severe if you let it go on long enough. Days, months, and scarily even years can pass you by in a blur if you're not careful. Here are a few questions to consider if you think you might be running on autopilot. Do you feel uninspired? Are you bored at your job or in your life? Do you lack energy and focus? Do you feel like you're in a fog all the time? Do you forget things often or get distracted easily? If you answered yes to some or all of those, you are likely running on autopilot and it's not serving you well. Start reconnecting with yourself and what matters most in your life and pull yourself out of that rut. You can do it. And if you need a little inspiration and encouragement on these topics, grab a copy of my book. As Halloween draws near, it's a perfect time to face the frights lurking in our lives that can truly be horrifying if we let them overcome us. So to recap, be afraid of too much stuff. Don't let the phantoms of lost time into your life. Watch out for the haunting of comparison curses, the spell of mindless spending, and lastly, the zombies. Take a stand against the things that clutter our minds, homes, and time. Remember, simplicity and intentionality are powerful tools to keep those haunts and spells at bay. Simply by letting go of what doesn't serve us helps us make room for a life filled with clarity, purpose, joy, and peace. So let's be fearless in the face of this busy world that's full of stuff. I'm wishing you all a Halloween full of treats, not tricks, and I hope it's a start of a season where simplicity brings out the true magic in our lives. Thanks for listening today. I hope this message has left you feeling calm, but also gently empowered. Here's to a slower, simpler life, one intentional choice at a time. I hope you've enjoyed our journey together. Please take a moment to rate and review the show. It really helps us grow and reach others looking to slow down too. Wishing you simplicity and ease in your world, and I'll see you back here next week.